And it's so difficult to predict the future. 99.99% of the predictions that human being had in history about the future, all wrong.
Including that one?
Oh yeah.
The cringiest billionaires debate in history so far happened between Tesla and SpaceX CEO Elon Musk and former executive chairman of Alibaba Jack Ma. Now, this debate happened 2 years ago, and a lot has happened since. Jack Ma is no longer Alibaba executive chairman, and he kind of disappeared for a while. How can you disappear in China?
The disappearance of Chinese billionaire businessman Jack Ma, who hasn't been seen for weeks, ever since he addressed a conference in Shanghai and heavily criticised the Chinese banking system. And
Tesla sales are dropping dramatically in China. Also, Elon is known as the Doge father because he's shilling heavily on Dogecoin. To the moon! Okay, let's watch the video.
AI.
Yeah. It is. Okay, great. AI, yeah. Actually, I'm told that, does AI mean love? There's like a name, AI. It sort of sounds a bit like love.
Yeah, AI. I hate the word AI called artificial intelligence. I call it Alibaba intelligence.
Alibaba intelligence.
Yeah. Might end up being true. You never know. I think generally people underestimate the capability of AI. They sort of think like it's a smart human, but it's really much. It's going to be much more than that. It'll be much smarter than the smartest human. I mean, it'll be like, can a chimpanzee really understand humans? Not really. We just seem like strange aliens. The biggest mistake that I see artificial intelligence researchers making is assuming that they're intelligent. Yeah, they're not compared to AI. And so a lot of them cannot imagine something smarter than themselves, but AI will be vastly smarter, vastly. So, I always think like human speech to a computer will sound like very slow tonal wheezing. It's kind of like whale sounds.
Yep.
Because what's our bandwidth? Like a few hundred bits per second, basically. Maybe a few kilobits per second if you're going to be generous. So, whereas a computer can easily communicate at a terabit level. So, the computer will just get impatient, if nothing else. It would be like talking to a tree. That's humans. Yeah. Anyway,
Yep.
On that great note.
Yeah, I'm always amazed by what your vision about the technology. I'm not a tech guy. I think more about life.
Alibaba has nothing to do with tech. It's a car wash, maybe.
I think AI is going to open a new chapter of the society, of the world, that people try to understand ourselves better rather than the outside world.
Seems like Jack Ma wants AI to understand humans better and to regulate them, defending the use of AI for mass surveillance.
World, and plans to expand it to more than 600 million cameras over the next 2 years. With the rise in facial recognition and artificial intelligence, it feels more like someone is watching all those cameras at all times.
And it's so difficult to predict the future. 99.99% of the predictions that human being had in history about the future, all wrong.
Including that one?
Oh yeah.
Look at Musk trying to lighten up the situation to this awkward conversation. Damn.
The 0.00% of the prediction are right. They're right because by accident.
Yeah, but it's also true that 80% of statistics are false.
Yeah. So my meaning
It's a
is
cold
that
room. Come on, guys.
Come on, guys. It's Chinese audience. They only laugh at mass jokes.
Joke.
I'm happy about the artificial intelligence or Alibaba intelligence.
Stop with Alibaba intelligence.
That's going to understand the inside of the human better. So when people worry a lot about artificial intelligence, people should have more confidence in themselves. Because I think if a lot of solutions we don't have today, but there will be solutions tomorrow. We don't have solutions, but the young people will have solutions. So I'm quite optimistic, and I don't think artificial intelligence is a threat. I don't think artificial intelligence is something terrible, but human beings are smart enough to learn that. And to me, artificial intelligence is just like, people worry a lot about this today are those people, I call them called college smartness. People like us, street smart, we never scared of that. We think it's a great fun.
College people scared. People like us, street smart. We never scared of that. Never.
And we want to change ourselves to embrace it.
I don't know, man. That's like famous last words.
Famous last words.
Well, let's talk about something fun. I admire that you want to go on the Mars. Shall we go to the Mars?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what will the life look like on Mars? Are you both moving? What do you think about that? Actually, I'm not interested in Mars.
Of course you're not. Elon's biggest dream is for people to become multiplanetary species. I don't think they have anything in common.
I just came back from there, so...
Elon is not amused at all. And Chinese crowd is laughing to Musk's brilliant entrance to this topic of Mars.
I'm more interested on the Earth, the things, what's going on happening here. So why you're so curious about the Mars?
Well, I think the thing about Mars is that I think it's important for us to take the set of actions that are most likely to continue consciousness into the future. What increases the probability of consciousness of continuing into the future? I think we should not take it for granted that consciousness will continue. Among the set of actions we can take that are likely to increase the scope and scale of consciousness such that we are better able to understand the nature of the universe. One of those actions is to become a multi-planet species or ensure that life is multiplanetary. Not because I think something that, it's not from the standpoint of it just being an escape hatch or because I think that Earth is doomed, but there's a certain probability that is irreducible that something may happen to Earth. Despite our best intentions, despite everything we try to do, there's a probability at a certain point that some either external force or some internal unforced error causes civilization to be destroyed, or sufficiently impaired such that it can no longer extend to another planet. That's my view.
Good. It's so difficult to secure the future of the Earth, but we can secure the future of next 100 years. I'm not the person that I admire your courage for explore the Mars, but I admire a lot of people spend efforts on improving the Earth.
Well, if someone is spending effort in improving the Earth, that's Elon.
It's great to send 1 million people to the Mars, but we have to care about the 7.4 billion people on the Earth. How can we make the world more sustainable? And I'm not that fan of the Mars because I think it's easy to go to the Mars. When you go on the top of the hills of the building, just one step you go to Mars, but you will never be able to come back.
That's not Mars. That's concrete and you're dead. That's it.
Yeah,
So that's my view.
That's not how it works, though.
And also,
No, don't do it.
I hate to go to the Himalayas too. I mean, when you climb on the, I think someday I will go there when the elevator is ready. I will go there and have a look. Every time when I read the news about you are interested in the outside space, I look at you with great respect. We need heroes like you, but we need more heroes like us.
We need more heroes like Jack Ma. Why not?
Improving things every day. That's what I want.
Sure. I mean, to be clear, I'm very pro-Earth.
Yeah.
Another applause from Chinese audience.
Great, that sounds great. To be clear, I'm very pro-Earth. When I say, us becoming a multi-planet species or making life extending life beyond Earth, expanding the scope and scale of consciousness, from a resource standpoint, I'm talking about less than 1% of Earth's resources should be dedicated to making life multiplanetary or making consciousness multiplanetary. And obviously I spend a lot of my time on sustainable energy with Tesla, with electric cars and solar and batteries and that kind of thing.
Literally, all Musk's companies are devoted to improving the Earth.
Don't worry about machines. For sure, we should understand one thing, that man can never make another man.
Man can never make another man. Why is that so funny? I know what he means, but...
I never, in my life, and especially last 2 years when people talk about AI, say human being will be controlled by machines, I never think about that. I think it's impossible.
It's impossible!
It's impossible, people.
I very much disagree with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. The mistake I see smart people making is assuming that they're smart.
They're street smart. You don't know street smart.
They're not.
Yeah. So give me example, what the animals or things that a human being made that is smarter than human beings?
Well, computers actually are already much smarter than people on so many dimensions. We just keep moving the goalposts. So we used to think, like, for example, being good at chess was an example of a smart human. And then Kasparov was crushed by Deep Blue in '97. That was a long time ago. 22 years. I mean, right now your cell phone could crush the world champion at chess. In terms of rendering, basically there's just a smaller and smaller corner of intellectual pursuits that humans are better than computers. And that every year it gets smaller and smaller. And soon we will be far, far surpassed in every single way, guaranteed.
Okay, yeah, my view is that computer may be clever, but human beings are much smarter.
Yeah, definitely not.
Clever is very academic, is knowledge-driven. Smarter is experience-driven.
It's street smart.
Computer will be smarter than human beings because computer can play chess better. I think you are stupid to compete with that. Don't do that. So we always do things we are good at.
Sure, okay, well, what would be an example of something that humans are better than a computer at? And then let's see if that happens.
Well, computer is only one of the clever tools that human created. And computers are clever, but there will be more tools that human beings will create, much clever than computers. That's my view.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me tell you, like, my view on AI is essentially you can view the advancement of AI as solving things with increasing degrees of freedom. So the thing with the most degrees of freedom is reality. But AI has steadily advanced, solving things that have more and more degrees of freedom. So obviously something like checkers was very easy to solve. That we could solve with classical software, classical computing, not really all that challenging. And in fact, there is a complete solution for checkers, meaning it is literally impossible. Every version of checkers is known. And then there's chess, which also it had many more degrees of freedom than checkers, many orders of magnitude more than checkers, but still a really, I would say, a low order of magnitude, low degree of freedom game. Then there's Go, which had many orders of magnitude more degrees of freedom than chess. So it's really just stepping through orders of magnitude of degrees of freedom. This is the way to, I think, view the advancement of intelligence.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he seems very cocky in every single topic that he obviously doesn't understand very much about, especially AI, that is artificial intelligence, not Alibaba intelligence. Don't get me wrong, Alibaba is huge and Amazon growth is directly dependent on Alibaba, because most of the products on Amazon are from Alibaba manufacturing companies, and most of them are kinda shitty really, but that's why they're cheap. You think you're buying from Amazon? Think again, you're buying from Alibaba. That's Alibaba intelligence right there. For example, this Manatee Teens trainer is almost $10 on Amazon. But on Alibaba you can get it for as low as 65 cents. I mean, I could make a whole video on this topic and maybe I will in the future. Okay, let's end it here. If you haven't already, you can watch the whole debate. What do you think? Please comment down in the comment section. Thanks for watching, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. And see you soon.